So in today's text from John, we find Jesus traveling on the edge of Israel territory toward Galilee and bordering the land of Samaria. In fact, he crossed a boundary line between Judah and Samaria. He is in a foreign territory, a town called Sychar, in a watering hole, water well. Now, he was hungry and thirsty, so his disciples went to town to get something to eat. And a Samaritan woman came to this well to draw water. Jesus asking her for water to drink because he was thirsty. So there's a conversation taking place between Jesus and Samaritan woman, somewhat kind of heated discussion. And after the discussion, she went back to town to tell others that she had a very surprising meeting with a rabbi, wondering whether he was the one whom they had been waiting all these years. So they all came back to the well to see Jesus. And later they invited Jesus and his disciples to town, and they stayed there for 2 days, sort of unexpected delay. So that's sort of kind of outline of today's reading. Thank you very much for Reader's Theater. That was great. So let's just dig into a story, this narrative, a little bit deeper. Now, a rule of thumb in analyzing Bible narratives is to focus on stuff that are out of ordinary. In this case, surprises and reactions. In today's text from this woman, Samaritan woman's reactions, surprises. So when she saw Jesus, a rabbi, sitting by the well and asking her for water, she was like, what? A Jewish man, a rabbi, Samaria, talking to me, a woman, a Samaritan woman? What? That's no. There is a boundary line that's not written, but everyone knows not to cross. Because if you do, you can get into a lot of trouble. She knows it, and everybody in her village and others in Israel and Samaritans know about it. Do not interact, do not cross the line between Israel and Samaria. It's unwritten, but it's the rule. But Jesus defied the rule and crossed the line, went outside of his boundary line by entering into a Samaritan village, initiating a conversation with a woman, not just any woman, but a Samaritan woman. Not just any Samaritan woman, but the one who has had several men in the past, and are now living with one who most likely would not last too long. In other words, the Samaritan woman probably was most likely a town prostitute. Jesus, a rabbi, asking her for a drink of water. Says, please give me a glass of water. I'm thirsty. Very inappropriate, scandalous scene. And she's like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not happening. Should not happen. You have crossed the line way too deep. What are you doing here? You're, first of all, implying that you are supposed to be at temple. On the other side of town, nice area, your territory, where you belong. Your comfort zone, and on the other side of this line. And two, she's implying, you are invading my space. In other words, this is my territory, my turf, and you have overstepped into my side, a boundary, and I'm not comfortable. You need to get back into your space, your line, and stay there. Jesus crossed the line. Now we have a similar reaction from the disciples, although they didn't say much, but their silence really did not hide their surprise. Almost like, what is he doing over there, talking to a Samaritan woman? He has gone way too far into a hostile and unclean territory. He needs to come back. Two surprising reactions, but basically saying the same thing. Jesus crossed the line way too far. Way too deep. You see, we draw the lines and build walls based on our differences. The differences in religion, race, color, culture, age, sex, nationality, you can fill in the blank. And these differences tend to separate us from one another. The lines we draw, the walls we build, keep those who are different than us outside of line, and those who are similar to us inside the line. And we don't cross the lines that divide us. We like to hang out with those who are similar to us. Likes hang out with likes because that's what naturally happens. We like to hang out with those who are similar to us. You go to Robson Street in Vancouver, a whole bunch of Koreans hang out together. You go to Richmond, there are a whole bunch of Chinese people that hang out together. Likes hang out to likes. You go to Surrey, a lot of East Indians hang out together. When I was in Edmonton, I went to Italian market. A whole bunch of Italians speaking Italians. I felt outside. And then St. Patrick's Day is coming up very soon. Is it tomorrow or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, already, nearby where I live, there's Irish pub. It's filled with Irish people drinking this dark, strange beer. Close together. And I was like, what are they doing? We prefer to hang out with those who are like us. Those who are different than us, we tend to avoid. We tend to discriminate. And not only that, we tend to see and spot differences more than similarities. Now, I have a nephew and niece, three nephews and one niece who are from Korean mom and Irish dad. I watch them grow, and I have one of them is quite close to us, and since his birth, he looked like Korean when he was born, and then Irish, and then Korean, and then Irish. You can't really pin him down, right? Either this or that, one way or the other, because it's kind of mixed, right? But I always felt he looked more like his dad than his mom. Once I said to my nephew, you look like you're Irish like your dad. So this is what he said. He said, when I'm with Koreans, like among my cousins and uncles and aunts, they all say that I look like my dad, Irish white. And when I'm with my friends among white, they all say I look like Asian, more like Asian than white. And he said he never really felt belong in any circle or accepted like his other cousins is being accepted by us. Because every one of them saw what is different about him from them and what is similar. Koreans saw more white side, white friends saw more of Asian side. What is different about him? We all categorized him and put him in outside of our line and tend to perceive and treat him accordingly. We're sort of hardwired to see the differences more than similarities from others and tend to relate with others based on the lines we draw. Those who look, think, speak, live, dress, eat, worship similar to us is inside the line, and those who are different is outside of the line. Like how Israelites and Samaritans saw each other and how they treated each other. The Samaritan woman pointed at the differences. You are a Jew, a man, a rabbi from Israel, so-called chosen people, and I am a Gentile, a woman, a prostitute from Samaria, so-called unclean people. We have nothing in common, nothing to talk about. We despise you and your people. Go away, get back to where you come from. She pointed at the difference that separate her from Jesus. The line will not be crossed. Go back. And the disciples, although they were not saying much, basically saying the same thing. She is a Gentile woman, a prostitute, Samaritan, unclean people. You are a Jew, a man, a rabbi from Israel, a chosen clean person. How can you mix up? How can you talk to her? You have crossed the line way too far. Come back. But Jesus pointed at what binds us together. What grounds us as one, our common ground. It's interesting that the whole event took place at Jacob's well. Who is Jacob? He is the common ancestor of faith for both Jews and Samaritans. Both Samaritans and Jews consider Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as their fathers, biologically and faith-wise. They both share the same bloodline, same genes, same biologically and in faith. They both come from the same root. They both drank water from the same well, Jacob's well, for thousands of years. In other words, they share more in common than difference. They are brothers and sisters from the same ancestor. We share more in common than differences. Every culture has stories of beginning of creation, and they all go back to a common source, a common well. Even our Bible has a story of Adam and Eve. We all emerge from the same father and the same mother, common root, common gene. And our archaeological evidence suggests that all humanity, it doesn't matter how diverse we are, how different we are, all emerged from a common ancestor. All came out of Africa. We all share a common ancestor, a common gene. We have more in common than differences. Now, have you ever been to a nude beach or nude colony? Anybody?
It's going to confess.
Don't need to raise your hand. Well, I have. Accidentally, some years ago, near UBC Vancouver, had no idea. Heard about it. There was one. I didn't see the sign. I was walking, was in conference, and just needed fresh air. So I walked in. I didn't see the sign. I didn't want to go to the beach, right? So I went down to the beach and encountered one of the most moments in my life. Everyone, like man and woman of every shape and size and complexion, were in their glorious nakedness. I was like, oh, very embarrassing. So I decided to stay there for a while. So I took off my shirt. I didn't have courage to take off my shirt. So with my shirt on, with only my shirt on, I just lie down and I kind of watched, okay? Sort of kind of peeked. Naked people on the beach, that's what you do, right? Laying down, resting, sunbathing, and talking, very peaceful. And after about 5 minutes of glancing them, I was kind of bored. There was nothing interesting to see, really. They all look the same, except for some different shapes. People are naked, they all look the same. Did you know? They all look the same. Nothing or no one really stood out. Like seeing a bunch of sea lions lying naked on the beach, resting in sunbathing. Really? 5 minutes, all it takes to survey the scene, and after that, kind of bored. So I left. I said to myself, boy, that was very uninspiring. Nothing special. So I left. So except, as I was leaving, they began to get up and start to play beach volleyball. And I was like, okay, please stop. We have more in common than difference. When we peel off the layers that separate us, on the inside, we are basically the same. We have and share more in common than difference. Our differences are only skin deep. We all yearn to live in peace and pursue happiness. We all grieve when we lose our loved ones. We all dream for a better life. We all struggle with our shortcomings and insecurities and weaknesses. We all feel the dryness of our soul and the emptiness of spirit, longing to be filled with more than just water, but the living water to quench our spirit. We all long to be loved, to care for and to care, needing our hunger to be satisfied, for shelter to protect us, someone to understand us, to understand someone. When we dig deep within, under the surface, the differences, we all share the common longing, common dream, common pain, common suffering, and common happiness. We all drink from the same well. Jesus, the coming of Jesus Christ, creates a new kingdom of God. From now on, there's no dividing lines in the kingdom of God. The centrality of what binds us together, the living water. Jesus said, everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again. But those who drink of the water that I will give them will never be thirsty. And she asks, give me that water, she said. And Jesus said to her, I am he, the one who is speaking to you. Ultimately, what binds us is Christ. Regardless of race and religion, Jesus crossed the lines that divides us and linked us and brought us together in him, the living water. Jesus is a common well we all drink from. And Jesus said, but I tell you, look around you and see how fields are ripe for harvesting. Jesus crossed the line that separates us from one another. Jesus crossed the line and embraced the difference that exists between two, and he is encouraging us to do the same. The kingdom of God is about reaching out to the furthest corner of the other side of line and to embrace the differences, because we all belong to God. Jesus is showing us how to walk the lines, walking across the lines that divide us. Not to erase the lines, but to celebrate the differences, to break the barriers, breaking the barriers that divide us, to penetrate those on the other side of the line with the love of Jesus Christ, to embrace and to heal. Now, one thing about coronavirus, this pandemic virus like no other, but like any other flu virus, this virus is indiscriminate in infecting people and making people sick. Regardless of who you are, it crosses every line, every barrier, every country, every culture, every race, every age. It crosses all barriers, indiscriminate in infecting people and making people sick. No borderline too big, too tall to cross. What we are called to be and to do is to become a virus of good news of Jesus Christ, to cross every border and barrier, to bring healing, to bring hope, and to bring reconciliation and peace to all, for the broken and suffering world. For that, we are called to cross the lines that divide us and draw our circle wider and wider, as wide as Jesus